Hi, good morning, everyone. This is Miriam Catellis, and I hope you're ready for your spirit reading this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. There we go. All right. So we are going to get started with our opening prayer, and it's really important that we always have some form of opening prayer. I created this one myself, so feel free to improvise and make sure all the correct elements are in your prayer, and you can get started. Ready? Whew. We seek sacred guidance. We open our hearts and minds to a higher influence. Let me say that again, and this time we're going to mean it. We're open our hearts and minds to a higher influence. We imagine before us a direct, radiant link from our conscious mind to our higher selves, our spirit, and all the divine forces of the universe. May this sacred connection now speak to us through these cards, and may the messages we receive be clear, truthful, and aligned with the highest good. And so it is. All right. And as you all know, in case you haven't seen me before or worked with me before, um, spirit is connected to infinite intelligence. So know that it is able to give us these messages. No matter how many people are watching this video, all of us um, are meant to hear this today. So that is how it works. So trust that this message is meant for you. And let's get going. All right. So immediately. Mhm. I always pick the ones that have the stars shining through. There we go. Sometimes I have different criteria, but that's the one I have going now. That is my very crappy drawing of a moon. But all right. I'm gonna, as you all know, I usually tune into a one of the cards and then the next one and the next one. And then ultimately at the end of the reading, it all comes together in a beautiful way. All right, let's get going. Uh, the first thing I'm getting is with the moon is the acceptance of mystery and being open to um, wonder. And it's interesting because right now I'm reading a book um, by Florence Scovel Shinn, and in it she talks about the wondrous, living a wondrous life. And I've never even used that word. In like a sentence, but I know what it means. But living a wondrous life is just kind of having a minute to minute or second to second awareness of just how amazing our opportunity to be in this existence is. So that is what I'm getting now. And also, um, there's a lot of wonder in the air right now. We just had the launch headed to the moon, and I think a lot of people are are looking to the skies and are sort of their hearts are full of wonder. Um, so that is one of the messages I'm getting. Um, when I see the diamond, I'm tuning into its message. And the message that I'm tuning into is, again, finding the wonder in a relationship. It's not about committing necessarily. It's not, it's not going and saying it's a sign of marriage or anything like that. It could be for someone out there, perhaps, but the more specific message that I'm getting with the ring is about relationships and the relationships you currently have and finding or refinding that wonder that um, was in the relationship. Now, when I now tuning into the sword, I am tuning into um, doing some reflection on things that injure in within a relationship. So this is very much it's coming together as a reading about relationships. And all of us have relationships, whether it's our family members, our spouses, our kids, our coworkers, our friends. So we are being given wisdom. And the wisdom here is to really focus in on, oh, no. It's like whenever I say something that's not right, I get an instant self-correction. And like I just got one right now. And it's like a caution of and of being careful about the things and the words that we use with one another and how incredibly injurious they are to, is that even a word? To one another. Okay. Like how we injure each other with words and how those words could be like swords and could pinch or could penetrate one's defenses like a sword and to really be mindful of that. So it's more like a warning and and there's always like a warning and then there's guidance. There's a warning and then there's guidance. So and then there's the card that kind of tells you what the theme is. So this is the card that tells you the theme and that's how it always kind of works out. So this card sort of gives you the overriding theme being relationships. The relationships of which we are tied into are in whether it's by birth or by marriage or um, you know by finances, like we're working in this place, so we're tied into that relationship. So the relationships in which we are engaged in um, to and the caution here is to be very mindful of the fragility of humanity, of how fragile every person that you come across is, and and to just let down your defenses, your own defenses a little bit, and be still and pay attention. And it's also really requiring us, there's a requirement to take responsibility for the things that we say and do that are kind of below the belt. So that is a requirement because you can't get to wonder if those things are not cleaned up. Um, And there's a certain sacredness to this sort of relationship, as with a marriage, there's a certain sacredness. And also just because you're not married to someone doesn't mean that the relationship, it doesn't have a sort of aura of sacredness to it. There is this aura of sacredness to every relationship because every relationship is here to teach us something. The ones that are joyful as well as the ones that are frustrating and the ones that we would like to get away from even. All of it is sacred. And that is the message that I'm getting here with this. Again, similar to like a marriage, it's sacred. It's a sacred connection that you chose to have with these people before being born. So you chose these specific challenges, these specific annoying people, you're, and I almost see like a scene behind the scenes just where you're saying, you know what, I really need someone to really trigger me in these areas, and would you do that for me? And or is there anyone who would like to take that job? And then there's certain personalities that are, you know, curious about it or want to explore becoming that character. I'm like seeing that very clearly. And so the wonder, going back to wonder, and I want to end with the wonder. Tuning in to the wonder in a relationship and the wonder. and just lift up your chin and look and look. And it's really like sort of like forcing our eyes open, but also allowing us to just be in our complete utter senses, like our hands, the sense of smell. It's like asking us to be in love with that the adventure that life is with these other people. And that is what wonder is to just be really in love with this adventure and looking at life as an adventure and looking at even challenging people and challenges as adventures. So it's really just like this spirit lifting up our chin and asking us to just open our eyes and see that all that you see is just here to serve you temporarily, and tomorrow it won't be here. Tomorrow will be something else, or tomorrow you won't be here. So it's like, it's really just having us focus in on the now, focus in on the now and the wonder of the now, the light, the qualities of the light in that window. It's the smile of a child, or the innocence, or the fear underneath that character that might be sort of ruffling our feathers at the moment, to just stop and be still and pay attention to everything, because it is all temporal. It's all going to it's all here for your learning. And the more that you pay attention, the faster you accelerate this growth that you are meant to have in this incarnation. So that was an incredibly beautiful reading. And I very much appreciate Spirit's lessons in relationships. I have been benefiting greatly from them. And I hope you have as well. And I would love to hear your comments. And yeah, what is something that you find wondrous about a relationship in your life? For me, as you all know, I have a kitten, and my husband and I are just so in love with our kitten. I have never thought I would feel this connected to a pet. Like, I've had pets with my children, and now I have pets as an empty nester. And for the first time, I feel like this is my pet. This is our baby, and the wonder, she makes us stop and just really engage my senses. Like when I hold her in my hands and I feel that soft fur, um, I and I hear that purring, or when she responds to me talking to her, which I'm always calling her Emma, Emma, and she comes right up. And those kinds of interactions, I am 100% in the moment. And that is the wonder. That is what wonder feels like, is fully engaging every sense you have. So I would like to know in the comments what in your life brings you wonder. And if you don't have something in your life at the moment that brings you wonder, lift up your chin like that guidance from spirit, and actually look around and even pick something that is so taken for granted, like that sunlight that's coming through the window, that sunlight that's hitting the ground in your apartment or your floor, and is warming up the ground, or being barefoot on wooden floors, or that hot shower, or that warm coffee, or um, so just find even the most minute wonder, and then you'll start to sort of strengthen that muscle of finding wonder, because wonder is in everyone's life. There is wonder in your life. It's just a training. You got to train your mind to find it. All right, that was beautiful. I feel amazing. Thank you for allowing me to do this with you. And now I'm going to do my ending prayer. we offer, and I want you all to put your hands in your heart and actually feel gratitude when you hear these words. We offer heartfelt thanks for the luminous connection between our conscious awareness and our higher selves, our spirit, and the loving divine forces of the universe. Thank you for speaking through the cards and illuminating our path. May the healing frequencies in which we are showered with today um, be activated here, continue to unfold across time and space. May hidden layers rise to awareness and reveal themselves in divine timing. This sacred connection remains alive within us. And we seal this reading in deep, deep gratitude and gorgeous sunlight. Thank you. All right. May you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. And again, I would love to hear from you in the comments. As you know, I do spirit readings online and in person. So if you would like to get a reading, just go to my website, and the information is in the description section. As you might know, I also do Akashic readings, and I also am part of a group of women who do group Akashic readings. And we do recorded ones that are kind of short, mini ones, but we also do hour-long group Akashic readings. All of that information is in my website, and I would love to hear from you. Bye.